Hey, what's up guys, my name is Cherno and welcome to a video about Shift, the game that I made for Ludum 32. So first of all, for those of you who do not know, Ludum is a game programming competition in which you have 48 hours to make a game from scratch, and you can use whatever engine you like, and yeah, you literally just have 48 hours to make a game from scratch based on the theme, and the theme this time was an unconventional weapon. So this video is going to be me talking about my game that I made, which is what you guys are seeing in the gameplay right now. It's called Shift. As well as just a general review of the competition and the game and whatnot. So first of all, my thoughts on the theme. So the theme, an unconventional weapon, wasn't really something that I ever kind of liked. So I don't know, I thought about it when the theme, like pretty much all the time in Ludum Dare. This is my 7th time doing Ludum Dare. Every time when the theme comes out, I'm really not a fan of it. Most of the time it kind of grows on me, but with this one, it kind of did towards the end there, but for a while, and certainly for the first day, I wasn't really too happy with the theme, and I really had no ideas. I knew I wanted to make a bit of a platformer, yeah, and I kind of, that was kind of the genre I was feeling from this, and I wanted to make kind of like a fighting kind of platformer, right? So you'd have like guns and you'd be shooting everything, but then I thought, you know, like, those weapons are pretty conventional and that doesn't really like suit the theme too well. So later on in day 2, I actually ended up coming up with the idea of, well, hang on a minute, what if we have a shield? And then the entire game mechanic of how you do damage to enemies is just by deflecting what they, you know, shoot at you. And it was an interesting idea. I wasn't quite sure if it was going to work out very well or if I even liked it, but this was by now it was the second day, and most of the engine was done. So, like, most of the engine revolving like around this game and whatnot was done. I could generate platforms and whatnot, and I had a player, and I had all the player physics and whatever down. And I was like, you know, I'll throw in this mechanic and some basic AI and see if this works. And it did. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun, so I expanded on that. I added stages, I added score, I added health and whatnot, and to be honest, I am really happy with the way that this game turned out. As I mentioned before, this is my 7th time doing Ludum Dare, and I have to say this is probably the most fun game I've ever made. Like, I've played this game like a fair few times, like whether it be at work or at home or whatever. Like, I've played this game a fair few times. Like, I enjoy playing this game. It's great if you've got like 5 or 10 minutes and you just want to kind of relax and whatnot. I literally like have opened this game and just played it, especially because it's online. You don't even need to download it. Yeah, and I've never done that with any of my games for Ludum Dare before, ever. I've pretty much hated them because I've spent so long developing them, and like they kind of get associated with the pressure of Ludum Dare and the lack of ideas I have and whatnot. So I really usually am not a fan of that. But with this game, it was different. I found it really fun, which is a really, really good thing. Anyway, all that aside, let's talk about how it was made and whatnot. So I used my game engine, Sparky, for this, okay? So this is my first time doing Ludum Dare, in which I used, well, any kind of engine really, but basically I already had a lot of the code for rendering and whatnot. Basically, it was pretty much only, like, there was some input code and whatnot, but the majority was just, I just had like a fast 2D rendering engine at my disposal, okay? That was pretty much it. But it was enough, because certainly making something like Sparky, and I had a great audio engine, but actually, to be honest, really the best thing was the fact that I had not just any kind of engine. I had an engine that I could easily like make a game for, that I could easily convert into WebGL and to run inside a web browser. And that was the biggest help, really. I really enjoyed that. So that was really good. But anyway, so I didn't have to focus too much on the engine. There are heaps of shortcomings to Sparky that I realized whilst making this game. Certainly Sparky was nowhere near finished at the time of me making this game. And I actually just developed right in with the engine. I literally just like right in the engine solution is where I made this game, because I had to modify a lot of engine code and whatnot. So it wasn't the ideal situation, obviously, of making a game using the Sparky engine and whatnot, which was fine. I still wanted to use it, and I'm still glad I really did. Like, there was nothing, like, to my surprise, there was nothing critically wrong with the engine whatsoever. It functioned really well. And I'm quite happy about that, because that would have been not nice during Ludum Dare to be like, oh, I've got an engine. Oh, wait, no, I don't. So it did end up going really, really well, and I'm really happy with that. There are tons of things that I need to address in Sparky. Those will be covered in a dedicated video for Sparky. So I actually need to put up about 4 episodes, I think. I'm behind on 4 episodes, like I've already recorded them and whatnot. I just need to put them up on YouTube. And then I think episode 26, maybe 27, probably I think 26, will be talking about Ludum Dare, and I've got a list of things that I need to put into Sparky that I did during Ludum Dare, okay? So I need to address that during that and whatnot. Now, as always, I wrote the music for this and produced it in about 2 hours. So if you guys enjoy that, there'll be a link in the description to SoundCloud, and you guys can check that out and download that music and whatnot. If you guys want, I can put up the 2-hour video of me making the music from scratch up on YouTube. I did that last time for Ludum Dare, and that got a pretty good response. So if you guys want that, just post a comment below. And there'll be a link below as well to play the game, so you guys will be able to play it. Now, it doesn't work on Mac, okay? I'm not sure about Linux, but it does not work on Mac. So Mac people, even on WebGL, like even inside a web browser, for some reason there's a serious error with textures. On Safari, for me, on Safari, it's all black, literally, like all the textures are black and whatnot. And then on Chrome, there's like terrible like artifacting, and it looks like the textures are just all corrupted. So I'll have to investigate that for Sparky and whatnot, but I'll be fixing that. And then at the end, as you can see, a nuke drops. So there you go. That was the great finale. But anyway, that's my game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, so my high score here is 67,000. My high score ever, like overall, is 188,000, I think. So if you guys want to beat that and post a screenshot of you doing that, that'd be awesome. So yes. Also, all of the code for Ludum Dare, all of the code for Shift as well is open source, of course, and it's you can find it on my GitHub repository. So it's github.com/the Cherno /shift /LD32. There'll be a link in the description as well of this video and whatnot. But overall, I really enjoyed this game, and I think it's one of my best Ludum Dare games. So yeah. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.